Hello students, welcome. Today we will be continuing with the story, one more chapter from Moments. The name of the chapter is The Happy Prince. It's written by the famous author Oscar Wilde. He was also a poet and a very good short story writer. He died in the year 1900, very well known for his books and his stories. So, here in the name of the story is The Happy Prince. It deals with the story of a prince and a bird. What goes through in the story with the prince and what is the relation of the prince with the small bird, swallow. It's a species of bird, just a little in the size, a little bigger than a sparrow. Then obviously it's not found in our region, but the swallow and the prince have a very good relationship between them, and it deals with lots of incidents that take place in the story. So, in this story, the Happy Prince, as it is called, the name of the story itself says that it's Happy Prince. So, maybe we'll go through the story. Is happy or not? Actually, he was not a living prince. It was just a statue. You can understand what is a statue. So, the Happy Prince was a statue, but a very good statue because he was covered. The entire body of the statue was covered with gold. He had sapphires in his eyes. Sapphire is a very precious stone. So he had sapphire for his eyes, and ruby, that is also one of the precious stone, on his sword. Now, what actually happens in this story, that we will go through the story. High above the city of a tall column stood a statue of Happy Prince. So, in a city there was a tall column and made out of stone. It's just like a huge stand on which there stood a statue of the Happy Prince. He was gilded all over with the leaves of fine gold. Gilded means covered with gold throughout. For his eyes he had two bright sapphires. In his eyes there were two bright sapphires. As I told you, they are very precious stone. Many stones are more precious even than the diamonds. Sapphire and large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. And there were ruby, that is also precious stone, an expensive one, which was on his sword. One night there flew over the city a little swallow. Now, that statue of the prince in the city really looked very bright and beautiful, and it was the heart of the city, because it was at the center of the city, and the city and the best thing about the city was the statue, which was placed on top of a hilt. So, his friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before. Now, here we are talking about the swallow. Now, the swallows, as you might be knowing, that lots of birds are known as migratory birds. During the winter they migrate to some warmer places, and the circle continues each and every year. So, almost all the swallows had gone to Egypt, that is a really hot area, and to stay away from the cold, they migrate to such places. Lots of Indian birds also migrate, and there are lots of other birds also that do migrate and come to India. So the same way everywhere this migration process goes on. So 6 weeks before that the other birds had already migrated, but he had stayed behind. Then he decided to go to Egypt too. But that bird had decided somehow that not to go to Egypt. Later on it had decided that now I shall go. It had also decided to go to Egypt. All day long he flew, and the night time he arrived at the city. So the bird was flying all over. During the day it was flying everywhere, but as the evening came and now it was actually getting dark, the bird had to go someplace to rest. At night time he arrived at the city. So during the night it was almost night and the bird arrived at the city. Where shall I put up? He said. Now this is what the bird is saying. Where shall I put up means where shall I stay this night, because tomorrow morning I have to go to Egypt, I have to fly during the day. So where shall I stay? I hope the town has made preparations. The bird is saying that I hope this town might have made some preparation for me to stay. Then he saw the statue of on a tall column. So when the bird was flying all over the city, accidentally it saw that huge column on which there was a statue of the prince. It was almost getting dark now. I will put up there means I will stay here, that is a good place, a safe one too, he cried. It is fine position with plenty of fresh air. So he alighted just between the feet of the happy prince. So it decided that this is a good place to stay, only I have to stay this night. Tomorrow early in the morning I have to leave. So let me stay just here on the feet of the statue. I will sleep here. I have a golden bedroom, he said softly to himself as he looked around and he prepared to go to sleep. So when the bird was looking here and there, it said, see, such a good place to sleep. The entire statue is made up of gold. So I have a bedroom made out of gold. I will sleep in the bedroom of gold tonight. But just as he was putting his head under his wings, a large drop of water fell on him. So when it decided to sleep on the happy prince's feet, something strange happened. Maybe it was raining. A drop of water fell on the bird. Now it was cold, and when the drop of water fell, the bird was surprised. What a curious thing, he cried. There is not a single cloud in the sky. So when the water fell on the bird, it was almost ready to sleep. It felt cold. So the bird thought, maybe it's raining. Let me take a look. So when it is looking upwards, that maybe there are clouds and it's going to rain tonight or what. So when it looked upward, there was not a single cloud in the sky. There was not a single cloud. Then where did the water come from in the sky? The stars are quite clear and bright, and yet it is raining. The bird is confused. So many bright stars are in the sky, yet it is raining. How is it possible? Then another drop fell. Then suddenly another drop also fell on the bird. What is the use of a statue if cannot keep the rain off? Now the bird is thinking, I have decided something wrong. What is the use of this huge statue when it cannot keep me off the rain? If it is going to rain, I'll get damp. I'll feel cold also. He said, I must look for a good chimney pot. So the bird decided that let me go to some other spot, maybe a chimney. There I can hide myself and I will protect myself also from the rain. And he determined to fly away. So the bird decided that let me fly away from here. This is not a good spot to stay. But before he had opened his wings, a third drop fell, and he looked up and saw. What did he see? As he was ready to fly, another drop also of the water fell on him. Now the bird was getting curious and thinking what actually it is. So when it saw, what did the bird see? The eyes of the happy prince were filled with tears, and tears were running down his golden cheeks. So when it was just close to the happy prince's face, it saw that the statue was actually crying, and the eyes were filled with tears, water, and that water was rolling down from the cheeks and it fell on the bird. So it wasn't any rainfall. So now the bird is thinking what actually is going on. And the tears were running down the golden cheek. His face was so beautiful in the moonlight that a little swallow was filled with pity. And the happy prince was a beautiful prince also. So when the bird looked at him, that is such a beautiful prince and such a beautiful statue, but then too it is crying. So the bird was filled with pity. Who are you? He said. I am the happy prince. The bird said, who are you? The prince said, my name is Happy Prince. I am Happy Prince. Why are you weeping then? The bird obviously says, if you are happy, then why are you weeping? Asked the swallow, you have quite drenched me. And the bird is telling that you have quite drenched me, means you have made me almost wet. When I was alive, I had a human heart, answered the statue. So the statue is replying, saying that when I was a human being, I had a human heart in me. I did not know what tears were, because he was a prince. He never knew any misery, he never knew any pain. So he said that I never knew what tears were, because in my life when I was a human being, I was very, very happy and I enjoyed, because I was a prince. For I lived in the palace where sorrow is not allowed to enter. And in a palace, how can sorrows enter? Means there was nothing to make him sad in his life. I was very happy. My courtiers called me Happy Prince, and his courtiers means those who work in the, those who are the servants and those who work for the prince, the members of the court also. Said that he was, and they named him Happy Prince because he used to always remain happy, and happy indeed I was. So I lived and so I died, and until I lived I was always happy, I was never sad until I died. And now that I am dead, they have set me up here so high that I can see the ugliness of all the misery of the city. So he said that after my death, they made my statue and they have placed me so high up here that I can see the ugliness, the sorrow, the problem of the entire city. Till I was living in the palace, I never knew what was grief, but now I can see the pain, the grief, the ugliness, and though my heart is made up of lead, yet I cannot choose but weep. And he is saying that inside the statue there is a heart which is made up of lead, that is also a metal, lead and I cannot choose but weep, yet I don't have any choice. I can just stay here because now I am statue. I'll keep on looking at the pain and the misery, and I keep on weeping, I keep on crying. What is he not solid gold? Said the swallow to himself. He was too polite to make any personal remark. The swallow, actually the entire statue was made up of gold, but there was a layer of the gold inside. It was made up of lead, that is a metal, dark colored metal. So but the swallow did not ask him that question. Far away, continued the statue in a low musical voice, far away in the little street there is a poor house. So the statue is looking, because it is very high, it is watching and saying to the swallow that far away in a house in the street there is a poor house, there is someone who is very poor. One of the window is open, and through it I can see a woman seated at a table. Her face is thin and worn. Now the prince is saying that through that window I can see that there is a woman. She is very thin, her face is worn, means she is very, very weak. and she has coarse red hand. Her hands are very coarse, means very hard. They are red almost, all pricked by needle, and her hands are pricked with needles, means everywhere she's got herself injured through those. She might be doing some needle work, and her hands are red, pricked with needle, for she is seamstress. She is embroidering flowers on the satin gown for the loveliest of the queen's maid of honor. The poor woman is working, and she was actually designing a dress for the queen's maids. It was made up of silk, and as we know that in olden times everything was done through the needle. So while doing that, she has pricked herself many times, and she is very poor. To wear at the court, at the next court ball. Ball is actually dance that was performed during the time of the kings and queens. So in the bed, in the corner of the room, a little boy is lying ill, and the problem more is that the poor woman is working very hard, but in the bed she has to prepare that dress, and in the bed she has a boy, and that boy is really very ill. He has fever and is asking his mother to give him oranges. The poor boy is having fever, and the boy wants to eat something. He is also hungry. They are poor, and the boy is asking for some oranges to the mother to give him. His mother has nothing to give him but river water, and the prince says that they are very poor, and in this condition also the boy is hungry, and the mother doesn't have anything to feed him, not even a single orange. The mother has only one thing at home, and that is the river water, means she has only water to give to him, nothing else. So he is crying, and so that's why he is crying. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? And here the prince is saying that, swallow, swallow, please do one thing. There is a ruby, a precious stone, very costly, in my sword hilt. That is the handle almost. That's called the sword hilt, the end portion of the sword. My feet are fastened to this pedestal and I cannot move. The prince is saying that I am fixed here to this stand. Here, that's the pedestal. I cannot move. Will you do one thing for me, please? That is what the prince is asking to the swallow. We'll continue with the next lecture. Thank you.